Hey, welcome back. I am excited to see you. Today, I'm here to share my latest weight loss update. I don't want to say weight loss journey, because it seems like everybody and their dog has a weight loss journey on YouTube. But I'll have to find another word for it. But it's been a month of a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and I'm here to reflect on the progress that's been made and the lessons that I've learned in that month. So whether you're here for some motivation, some tips, or just to follow along with the journey the word I don't like, I hope you'll find the video inspiring and helpful. So let's dive in and see what's happened. First of all, I may have mentioned in the video before about why I'm doing this. I'm getting older. As I've mentioned before, I'm a Gen Xer. So I've always been overweight. So I've always battled with obesity. But diseases like diabetes and heart disease and joint problems follow along with obesity. And it's becoming more concerning for me as I get older. Plus, I have a family history of those problems. And I have PCOS, which makes losing weight challenging. So I don't want to face those issues now or in the future. So losing weight is pretty much critical for my long-term health and my well-being. That's why I have battled trying to do this for many years. And last week I reintroduced the idea of having weight loss videos on the channel. Since it's always been a significant part of my life, I decided that I would start a weekly series sharing the progress, the struggles, the tips, and now in how I'm incorporating Mounjaro in the plan. So for me, sorry, my nose itches again. So for me, the journey kicked off on June 22nd when I took my first dose of Mounjaro. I talked about it in the other video, and I'm so excited to report that this week, for week 5, I am titrating up to the 5 milligram dose. But last week I was still on the 2.5 dose, and it was about the same. I had a first couple of days really full, didn't want to deal with food. Monday, Tuesday, I started getting tired like I always do. And then by Thursday and Friday, my appetite was completely back. This week was really weird too, because Thursday and Friday there were 2 days that I was just absolute ravenous, like when I have PMS. So I don't know what was going on. I also last week forgot to talk about my goals. So ultimately, I want to reach 150 pounds, which means I need to lose around 80 pounds at my current weight. So, and I chose 150 pounds because I feel that was a good, healthy weight for my height and for me. And obviously, it's going to reduce all of those health risks. So that's why I picked 150. The burning question then is, how long is it going to take me to reach this goal? I've always aimed to lose two pounds a week. And at that rate, it should take about 40 weeks or about 10 months. But like I said, that's always been my goal in any weight loss plan I've ever done. But it hasn't always been my reality. Now that I have this Mounjaro, I keep saying it wrong, Mounjaro, I'm hoping the timeline's going to be different. At least, that's what all these claims of this being a wonder drug for weight loss seem to be spouting. I know there's research out there that show people taking it can lose an average of 15% of their body weight in about 72 weeks. If that was working for me, that would be about 35 pounds in a year and a half. And, as I'm going up in dosage, I'm hoping the reports have been that the higher dosages lead to more weight, and some people can lose about 50 pounds in that same time period. But I don't know if this is going to work for me. But the challenge, I'm calling it the 80 pounds down challenge, and it's going to be a long haul to get rid of 80 pounds. So I'm trying to, of course, I'm tracking my progress. But when I was on the 2.5, I wasn't really diligent about tracking the food. But with this higher dose, I want to get more from it. And I've been reading about the importance of keeping protein in your diet, and I don't do well with protein. Protein is one area I don't ever seem like I ever hit that goal. But I want to talk a little bit about how I'm going to try to use what I'm trying, how I'm going to try to do this. So I started with my total daily energy expenditure, or my TDEE, for my current weight and for my goal weight. Now the TDEE is a number of calories you burn in a day considering your activity level. So if for me at my current weight, if I'm just existing, it's 1643. So that is just existing. And if I'm sedentary, it's going to be 1972, and light activity is 2,259 calories. That's just to maintain my current weight. So I put in the 150 pounds to see what my TDE would be, since that's my ultimate goal. And then once I get there, I'll need to know what my maintenance plans are, or my maintenance points would be. So to just exist, that's 12,080. And for sedentary, it's 1536. And with light activity, it's 1761. I feel that the 1500 is what that's what I'm going to use as my weight loss number. And I feel like with that being like the sedentary number at my goal weight, around that amount, I think I'm going to do pretty good. But I have decided, or I still have Weight Watchers. I still subscribe to it. I still pay for it. So I'm going to use that. And then I've always used the Lose It app to track calories and macros. So I'm going to try that this week and see what's going to happen. And then, of course, I use my Fitbit to kind of give an idea of how I'm working, what calories I'm burning. I don't trust this thing because it will say, and this was even before I started taking the Mounjaro, it was telling me I was spending like 2,000 plus calories in a day, and I know I wasn't eating that much, and I still wasn't losing weight. So I'm not really 100% sure about this thing. Now, I don't know. But in the Lose It app and in the Weight Watchers app, I can choose to include that or choose not to. Now in Weight Watchers, I get 24. I think I get 24 points, and I am almost at the dead most you can get, because I think 23 is like the rock bottom. Because when I was on it before, I went to 23, and I never got any lower than that. And I think that's like the absolute lowest. So I'll have 23 points there. The reason I'm doing both is because I do tend to do low carb, and Weight Watchers is not really low carb friendly. It still is in the mindset of the low fat. So it will cause me to have to spend a lot of points on something like Greek yogurt, because I don't eat non-fat Greek yogurt. I eat full fat Greek yogurt. But in Lose It, I can track macros, and that's really what I want to do. And calories, like I said, protein's going to be really, really important. Now, I've heard that eating higher fats when you're taking Mounjaro is not good, and perhaps that's why I haven't done really well on it. But because I've been hearing about people losing just ungodly amounts of weight in their first couple of weeks, and I'm not going to give it away. So before I give it away, let's go to the big board and look at this week's numbers. Here at the big board, I've got, there's 3 little boards, but with the information that I want to share with you this week, I don't like the numbers this week. I'm going to continue to weigh daily because, as you can see when I go over this, there was a good reason to do it. But I'm still overall unsatisfied with what happened this week. So for last week, I weighed in at 229 exactly. So that was a 2.4 loss from the week before and a 3.4 loss overall. Okay, so that's where I was last Saturday, when I take my shots on Saturday mornings. So Saturday morning, I weighed myself 229 exactly. All right. Well, very next day, I went up to 231.4. I don't know how. I didn't do anything different. It went up. Then Monday, I went back down to where I was. So that was a good thing. So it shows me that that was kind of an anomaly. And then on Tuesday, I went down again to 229.2. That was my best day of the week. So weighing daily does kind of give me those best days that I actually see that I have. I do have a good day during the week. And then probably the next day went right back up 0.6 of a pound, about half a pound. And then that kind of trend just continued. Went up again, and then I went moderately back down, and then Saturday morning was an ugly number. It was 230.8.
Most illogical.
Again, I don't know how this is happening. I'm not looking at this drug as a miracle cure or whatever it is, but it seems to me, at least at the 2.5 dose, it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything that, this is typically, when I was doing keto, when I was doing the DASH diet, when I do Weight Watchers, this is the exact same thing that happens. So it's not even making a difference at this point. So, but this was the like I said, this was the last of so this was my 4th dose, the last of the 2.5 loading month. So either I just nothing really happened. My body just kind of was like, okay, here you are. Now we're used to it. Because again, like I said earlier, by Thursday, I had a crazy appetite, and I have not had a crazy appetite like that for a long time. I usually only get that really ravenous during PMS, and this is not PMS week, so I don't know what was going on there. So that was my ugly number. That was the big old frowny face, tears. So that's the number I'm putting up here. So that gives me a gain, yay me, of 1.8 for the week. For me to gain a pound, almost 2 pounds in a week, the amount of food I would have to eat is unreal. So I don't know what the heck my body is doing, but it's not doing anything. So that gives me just an overall 2.4 loss overall. So, boo. Sucks. So that's where I am starting the 5th shot, which is the 5 point. I'm curious to see how the week's going to go, if it's going to be the same, if I'm feeling different with hunger, if that ravenous stuff comes back at the end of the week, like hardcore. I mean, it was hardcore. It wasn't just, I'm hungry. It was like, I want to eat all food. But it wasn't like I craved anything, like craved sweets or craved anything. It's just like, feed me, Seymour, feed me. That's all I was, just one food. And that's really out of character for me. So, I don't know what was going on there. So, my best day of the week was the 228. I wish I could report that was my number, but how I'm doing it is whatever my number is on Saturday is what I'm putting up on my my board here. So back to this, the metabolic, or the basal metabolic, the sedentary, and the light active. I'm shooting for this one. I'm shooting for this one because I do walk, and I have been riding my bike when it's not beastly hot here. The summer has been atrocious with heat, so I haven't been able to get out and walk and ride my bike as much as I would have liked to, but I am doing that. So I've not considered myself light active. I'm going to consider myself sedentary until I can get things going back and forth. So what I'm going to end up doing for Weight Watchers, and not for Weight Watchers, because Weight Watchers picks their own number, but excuse me, for Lose It, 1,500 calories is what I'm going to put in for that. All right. I hope I have better results to report next week. My 180 pounds. So if my goal weight was 180, or 150 is my goal weight. And my current weight is 230-ish. So I am right at 80 pounds. So I have not made any progress at all. So I'm still not making progress. And I don't know. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me with this week's weight loss update. I hope you can find some inspiration or useful tips in this mess that is my weight loss life. But remember that even every step that I take toward something, no matter how small, is progress. I have to keep reminding myself that too. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give me a like, a comment, a share. Maybe somebody else may be going through similar struggles, and you could share my video and say, hey, you're not alone. I would love to hear from those people that are struggling. And if you're having success, I would love to hear it. I know the weight loss update was not by any means inspirational. I don't think I had any useful tips or anything, but I'm hoping that I can at least remember that every step I take is forward progress, no matter how small. So this little Tuesday's date to me is the best progress of the week. If you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel for more updates, more content. Because I don't just talk about weight loss. I talk about crafting and thrifting and cooking and dogs and so much more. This is just a little component of what I do. So don't just click away. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update if you would like to join the tribe here. I would love to hear from you and your own experiences. Maybe you have some tips. Maybe you've been in the same boat. Maybe you know somebody who has struggled just as I'm struggling. Maybe you would like to share this video with them, and they could bring their 2 cents in, because I would love to know. And I don't begrudge anybody who's making major strides while taking Mounjaro or Ozempic or Wegovy. It's right now not working for me, but I hope in the future it does. And I would love to hear from everyone else out there who has had success. So thanks for joining me this week, and I hope next week we'll have a whole lot better report. So remember to stay creative, stay healthy, and the corgi fur is always on the house.